Hello, guys. Give me 1 second here. Good morning and welcome to Life with Paulette. Today we're going to do a little shmoney talk. It is Saturday. Happy Saturday to each and every one of you. Hope everyone is having an amazing time. Today the weather is rainy, but what can we do? We got to do what we got to do. There's bills to be paid, I guess, and quotas to be made. And she is in her bag again. Not for a full day today, just half a day, but I wanted to share with you guys in regards to these gig apps. The reason that I tell you all to go and register on all the apps, because you would never know when that one individual or a company will report you, okay? So yesterday on my Walmart Spark, you all know I love Walmart Spark. I definitely, out of all the apps that I've been on, that's one of them that, I find comfort in. And sometimes when you get the familiarity with things, it's not good. Sometimes you got to learn how to stay in that little space of what if, okay? So anyway, I go on there, guys. I'm working, I'm getting in my orders. I'm doing amazing on my Walmart Spark. And then at the end of the day, when I was like, yes, I hit the goal again, and we're going to push through. Tomorrow's going to be another day. I'm going to do a few. And then Sunday, probably, depending on how it is that it's looking, I'm going to do another few so that I can hit the milestone that I have for myself every week. Well, I receive a quick text by the end of the day stating that, the company or customer decide to report me to state that I dropped their food off at the wrong location. And it threw me back for a little bit because I was like, wait a minute. All of my deliveries that I've done, and you all saw me when I'm doing deliveries, most of the time you can't get a hold of the customer. They pin the pin for delivery inside the person's house. So that means you will have to get inside of the house in order to mark yourself as arrived, which is a no-no for me. And you're not able to hit deliver unless you go through customer service, especially on Walmart Spark, and they have to call the customer and they have to close it out for you. You're not allowed to close it out yourself. Well, you can't, because they have to do the work for you. So I'm a little bit like thrown back. I felt a little bit like not so much hurt, but disappointed, because as we are drivers on these apps, you just never know what encounters you're going to get into. For the last couple of weeks, I've been delivering in the countrysides, and their addresses and stuff is definitely not accurate, okay? Just to remind you all of where I'm delivering, they're not accurate, and some of their locations is not the best. So I don't understand, and I don't know who did it, but I know that one time last week I deliver a cat food, and basically that was for the other cat guy, and I did fix that hiccup. So I don't know who reported, what's reported. I don't know if the system saw me calling in several times. All last week I've been calling in several times for them to be able to adjust, the delivery portion, because I was not able to do it. And I don't know if their system is accurately doing it themselves instead of a human beings, but I called up there yesterday and reported it, and I was like, you guys should not pin us with something and say allegedly unless you communicate with the driver directly, because we're the one that's taking that product from point A to point B. All of my orders that I have is on my dash cam. All of the deliveries that I do, I also use a body cam, so I would need to know which delivery. Well, they didn't tell me which delivery. They just told me that I got a violation, and allegedly violation, and I needed to go to their app and put in my claim. Well, I'm like, which violation, which order? You need to let me know what it is that people are saying, or so that I can figure out, is that order, and I can send my proof to defend myself. But they didn't tell me anything. It's just like a vague message. And at this point, when I tell you guys to register on all the app, it's because I already know And I don't want you all to go into that one app thing, and then all of a sudden, guys, you get to the point where you get deactivated for that one wicked individual that decides to report you, okay? Because one thing with these apps, you don't have no risk getting on them besides if your background is good, or you have up-to-date insurance and all that. If that's good for you, they'll allow you to go on the app risk-free. But the disadvantage is that they're not looking out for you. They're looking out for the customer. And if anybody decide they're having a bad day and they're going to report you, they tag it to you without any explanation. So my thing to them was, I would assume that you all had a department that would call and ask questions to help me better understand what's going on, instead of just pinning me with an allege of the delivery that was delivered to the wrong place. Number two, these people live in the sticks, okay? And most of the time they're pinned one place and their location is at the other place. And at the end of the day, the app is so backwards because they're not updated apps. Like, that's why one thing about DoorDash, if you see you are in a location and it says that you can't hit delivered yet because you're not at that pinpoint, they'll allow you to go on there and basically hit, listen, if any customer or anybody complain, there's a little option that they give you, like a troubleshoot option, when you are at a location that's not pinned correctly, but that is the correct individual's location. They'll give you like a little troubleshooting where you can go through and say, yes, I'm at that location. If there's any situations, then the company will call and question me for anything. Like, they give you that little option and say, if anything hiccups and stuff, they can get a hold of me. And I feel like that make us feel a little bit comfortable too. But most of us have either a dash cam or a video. That's why I stress to you guys, when you guys are delivering any type of gig, make sure you all get the houses, numbers. If spam a video with the delivery, you just don't know who to trust at this point in time when it comes to the gig economy, okay? So Money Talk today is about making sure that you're covering your own footsteps, okay? Because nobody is coming to help you. You got to make sure that you are covering yourself. And that's what I came to the conclusion of. They're not here to survive. You're in survival mode every time you're picking up and dropping off to that customer, because you're like, hands crossed, may they not report me, say they didn't receive the food. Y'all saw a lot of YouTube videos that came on mentioning about people that was being, lied upon, where people just say, I didn't receive the food just so DoorDash could go and send a food. Triflingness, okay? And then they'll reimburse them, or they'll give them more stuff, and then you're the one that's pinned with that violation, and nobody questioned you. Nobody said, do you have any proof that you were at this location at this time? And you could go and look at your videos. That's why I tell you all, take your pictures. Trust nobody when you're in this gig economy. You screenshot, you videotape. If you don't have a dash cam, if you don't have a body cam, you got your phone. Your phone is going to be your best friend when it comes to this gig economy, because people will do you dirty for no reason. Some folks are just born trifling. Some folks are just low to the ground, okay? They're very low. So my advice to you guys that's in the gig economy, I know the weather is bad. Today the weather is bad, guys. It's raining over here and we are delivering. But you have some ungrateful people out there that still will say they didn't receive their product or their food. So that's what I'm going to deal with today. I'm waiting for an email from them so that I can send them up information. And then they're like, send us all the proof. I said, proof for what? Do you know how many deliveries I did between last year and the beginning of this year on Walmart Spark? So actually, I think they seeing that I made too much money. Y'all saw what I posted and shared with you guys, what I was making in a week. And that was just on one app during the holidays. Like, literally, you could make some good money if you are focused and you have a goal. So I had a goal, which I accomplished, but then I think they're saying Paulette has made enough money off of us. We got to figure out a way how to get her out of here. I'm not deactivated yet, because it's an allege of one wicked individual that decided to go and report, but they're not telling me which order was it that was not received. So I honestly don't know what it is. I'm waiting for more information, so I'll keep you guys posted, because most of the time, you know, we do not incur the risk in the gig economy, but then, you know, you got your name, your character, and they know your character, because I've never had nobody reported that they did not receive something from me. And actually, I'm so honest that if I mess up, I will call and report myself and be like, and I normally on Walmart Spark, I'd never mess up besides that cat food, and I fixed that immediately. So unless he decided he was still going to call in and say he didn't receive his product, which was too much, you know. Anyway, you know, life is going to be life, and you must push forward. But you know what? Today I started up, and I didn't make that hinder my day. It's raining today. I'm still going to go out and do what I got to do until the hinges fall off, okay? When the hinges fall off, that means when I get deactivated falsely, then I'll move on to the other app. I mean, what can you do? You going to stay there and cry? No. You got to keep moving, right? You got to push through. There's going to be time in your life that I had to tell myself, like this morning, like, Paulette, life is lifing. Why are you going to worry about it? Get up and get outside and start to move. That's what I had said myself. You know, I had to tell myself that, because a lot of times we will mess up our whole day. I know Minister Mars actually, I was listening to him earlier when he's talking about your voice in the morning unto God. Like, you know, pray. Make sure that you're praying before you leave your house, because foolishness is going to happen. It's just that the way that you respond is going to be a little bit different, because you already know that you're covered, you know. And that was something for me that I was glad. I haven't finished just 15 minutes into it. He told me everything that I needed to hear for today. And I was like, you know what? I'm going outside. You know, you got to prepare yourself from home and get yourself covered. And once you prayed up, that don't mean that you're not going to be attacked. We're under attack even in our sleep. He was like, you know, we go to bed and wake up, and we're like, oh, what a good night's sleep. And all of a sudden, you don't know how many protection was going on. So pray before you leave your house, and pray before you go to bed. Like, cover yourself, because it's so much needed. Even when we sleep, we're under attack. I was like, oh my gosh, this is something else. So yes, that was my day yesterday. I didn't go live yesterday, not because of the scenario that happened, because you all know I ain't gonna make nothing's gonna stop me, okay? I just pushed through. I was a little hurt, but I did not allow that to, you know, cave me in. But you know, that's just life. You know, we are going to be up today, and tomorrow something's going to be tossed at us in our hinges to try to confuse us or distract us. But we just got to know which one to fall back on and which one to push through. And I'm, like I say, all they can do is deactivate me, because Paulette it's taken all their monies. You know, that's about all they can do. You know, I've learned a few little tricks and tips that I share with you all on the Walmart Spark, you know, and kudos to you guys that registered already on the Walmart Spark. And basically it's working it, you know. Just make sure, like I tell you all, in any gig app, that you're taking your pictures, that you guys are, you know, spamming your video, getting yourself in order for when things like this happen. I always tell you guys, I share with you guys the things that I go through so you don't have to go through it, okay? Make sure that you guys have all your stuff spam and video and photos of everything. Sometimes I've gotten to the point, even though they'll be like, don't take the picture, people be like, no, don't take my picture. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take your picture. You probably be that one that's gonna call in and say you didn't receive your product. I'll be screenshotting the people and the product, because I've learned that's gonna save you at the end of the day. And once they go in now and do research on my orders, they'll be able to see that, oh yeah, she called in, oh yeah, she did take a picture. You know, they could go do their homework, because the system is what's doing all the work. Because there were several orders last week that I had to call in because I was not able to hit arrive. So I think that's what's triggered. It's not so much a company. I think what triggered was because it was like 5 deliveries that I just could not hit arrived, because they pin it in the person's house. And I went live on a few of those to let you guys know the process to go through. You just got to call customer service. So Shmoney Talk is good. Making the shmoney, getting your bag is good, but also learning these companies and understanding that they're not in it for you. Okay, they're in it for their shmoney, and making sure that that customer that you have to go through the snow, the rainstorm, you have to go through earthquakes to drop off, that they're satisfied. They don't matter about you in the process getting there. Okay, so I definitely had a little wake up call because yesterday to like a reminder, like, you know what, this is some craziness out here. So are you ready for the craziness? If you are, then keep pushing it. So there we are. I'm pushing it today. I'm going again back on Walmart Spark until the hinges fall off. Okay. When the hinges fall off, then I will be, my favorite app will be something else. Okay. But for right now, she making her money on Walmart Spark, and early morning on Walmart Spark for me is the best. You know, I have not touched DoorDash. DoorDash is another thing. That's for another day, guys, because this whole month, I did not do any DoorDash. I'm still in gold qualification because I fell out due to 20 more deliveries. And every time it's like a little, on DoorDash, to keep your level of tier that you're on, you can be on there in platinum for a few days, and then all of a sudden you fall off. Hello, Sagros, welcome. How are you today? It's raining over there. How's the weather by you? Over here in Hawaii, it's raining. It's very muggy. Let me show you all a little bit. You see that? Look at that. It's just raining. It's just, it's not the best today, I could tell you all. But you know what? You got to work it. You got to figure it out, you know. You're done? You're finished? You're in the gig economy too? Are you working the gig too, or you just finished with work in general? You're welcome. No worries, no worries. But yes, guys, make sure that you all are understanding that the gig economy, yes, you can make the money. Yes, you can make couple $100s. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, don't underestimate the gig economy, but you got to know how to work it. Okay, and I was mentioning to you guys in regards to DoorDash, they want to keep you with this little carrot, where they're dingling this little carrot in between gold and platinum, and they want to keep pushing you so you could keep going, you know, on a revolving door, keep going. And I got tired of it. I'm finished with you, DoorDash. Sometime I'll do 2 to 3 DoorDash. That's my goal. I'll stay in goal for right now until I feel like somebody else is not doing me justice. Then I'll jump back over to DoorDash. But right now I'm still at 80% acceptance rate on DoorDash, you know, 100% completion rate, you know. So at the end of the day, guys, I just want you all to know that when you learn your app, you're going to see all these little things. Is going to start seeing clearly of all the little missed things that they do, the little wickedness that the company does to you, like DoorDash clicking and giving you these little carrots about, you got to follow this. If you follow this, if you do 100 deliveries for me, I'll put you at platinum. And that way I can give you more frequent wicked orders. Okay. That just means more frequency. Okay. When you're platinum, that means you're going to be the first in line for those $2 orders, you know, more frequently. That's all the difference is with the tier. I've tried them all. I've tried out the platinum, which I don't recommend nobody to be in not platinum. I mean, in silver. Silver is the worst tier on DoorDash to be in, because you will just, you become like a slave driver. I'm telling you, you become like a slave driver when you are just doing that little, you know, that little silver in the bottom, because all the orders that the top don't want, that's what they send to the silver. It's like the waistband. Okay, so make sure that you stay between gold and platinum. If anything, like for me, I'm not stressing about staying in platinum with DoorDash because it's not worth my energy at this point. And anyway, they don't pay. You got to be on longer, especially right now, since all the base pay has dropped, all the tip has dropped. It's not worth you even turning on at this point. I need to go to the orders and the apps that's going to give me the bang for my buck. Okay, so Walmart Spark, Lyft is doing an amazing job. I told you guys, January month, go on the driving apps. They're working tremendously. Tips are coming in some days. Sometimes you don't get no tip, but you know what? You still can see yourself progressing when you're doing the driving apps. When it comes to the food delivery, guys, I don't know about you all, but I know moi. I feel like onesie twosie is good for me. After that, it's like, nah, I'm not messing with that. I can move to something that's going to pay me and make it worth my while. But anyway, guys, that's all I have for you today. I just wanted to inform you guys on registering on all of your apps. Oh my gosh, do y'all hear all that noise? Uncle is just windows down with his crooked beatbox up in there. Sounding crazy. But anyway, at the end, guys, go ahead, make your money, stay in your bag, and when disappointment come around, you book appointments, meaning you turn on and keep pushing. No sense of you all getting all disappointed and depressed. Oh my God, somebody out there that you don't even know sent in and reported you for something you didn't do. So you have no control over that. So my response is going to be turn on and keep moving. Okay. And if the company call you or communicated with you, which they should have done, then that will make it more easier. And they could go and do their own research, because they should know where you're at and where you're not at on these gig apps. They know where you're at and where you're not at. They have access to it. So at the end of the day, they're just trying to show their power over you and trying to be mean. That's all I can say, because I felt like they were just punishing somebody that didn't even know why they were being punished. I don't know who did and what. But anyway, guys, keep smiling, keep pushing, don't stop, push through it, and life is gonna life, and you have no control over that. All you have control over is your response. I'll see you all later, guys. Deuces. Y'all have a blessed day. For those who's just coming in, go ahead and hit that like button, okay? Don't be just, if you're rolling through, just hit the like button and keep it pushing. I understand. Everybody busy. Everybody doing what they got to do, okay? Because me right now, I'm in the shmoney. Okay, I'm in my bag, so I got to go. And I'll see you all on the next one. Deuces. Bye-bye, babies. A bitty goodie.